Hey shit talkers, before you continue, just a little reminder. This is part 2 of a part 1 conversation. Part 1 dropped on Wednesday, so if you haven't listened to part 1 yet, please go listen to that and then come back and continue with part 2. And if you're getting caught up because you already listened to part 1, then enjoy.
Me and a very good friend of mine, my man Cool, we talk about this all the time. I would like to have more children because I do believe that I have so much more experience and knowledge and wisdom to pass on. I would like it. One of my main issues is though, I don't believe in just creating children just to create children, right? I grew up a certain way in urban society, and it wasn't a very good lifestyle for me. Obviously, that growing up was a product of the decisions that my parents made, right, to provide this life for me. I don't believe in repeating things in life. So when I had my first child, I was on my own already, veteran, had my own apartment, job, et cetera, and I had set myself up to give myself the best lane of success. In this day and age, now that I have 2 children, and now I'm a homeowner and I run businesses and things of that nature, I would like to have more children, but another factor that's in that is I'm not married. And I've had 2 children, obviously not being married, and I'm not trying to be a baby father for the 3rd time. You understand? Again, not trying to repeat certain actions and past
So what
actions.
you're saying is you're trying to get married?
Yeah, I would love to get married, P. I actually was engaged once in life. Yeah, I would love to get married. And if you want the real story, I'll give you an exclusive. My son, CJ, if I had it my way, he would have never been born without me being married. You understand what I'm saying? So, there was things in place, and you understand I was engaged before, and I never planned to be a baby father in a sense, right? I've always tried to create and culminate a family setting first before bringing a child into this world. So if I had it my way, you say, if I had it my way, things would be like this. So if I had it my way, I would have never had children out of, I guess you call it wedlock. Wedlock? Is that wedlock? Right. So I would have never had children out of wedlock. I would have been married and brought up my child or children within a 2-family household setting. Not to say that it would have been super successful, right? We don't know the outcome, but I would have at least laid that foundation first to at least have them see what a family dynamic could look like building forward. So with that being said is if I had it my way, if I'm going to have another child and I have it my way, I would find somebody that matches my energy and supports me, and I can support her, and she can be the yin to my yang, and I can be the yang to her yin, and we'll get married. And then at that point, after being married a certain amount of time and us enjoying ourselves first and being married, if she wanted a child, because I have 2 already, right? Now I have to meet a female. I don't know if she has children already, but men do normally date younger than themselves, right? So it is possible for me to date a younger female that doesn't have any children, right?
How old are you, if you don't mind us putting it on blast?
46. Well, I don't care about that. I'm 46. I live to be 46. That's a
So
fact.
when you say younger, which age gap would be your younger age gap? Because everybody.
I mean, if I date now, it's within the 30s, like 35 and up or something like that. Like now, if I'm 46, so like 35 and up or something like that. Yeah. I don't.
Okay, you're not in your 20s, so we're good.
Yeah, no, I can't. Honestly, I can't. And I'm gonna be honest with you, because what are we talking about, right? When I say I can't, it just means mentally I can't, not physically I can't, right? I can go out and date whoever I want to date, right? But the generational gap, I think, is too far already between a person in their 20s growing up in this day and age of social media and not socialism as far as going outside and interacting and playing. So I come from a completely different cloth. I come from the 80s. You understand? I come from, there was no video games. At that time, everybody had a house phone. There was none of that shit. When you wanted to talk to somebody or play, you had to take your ass outside. So we learned a completely different set of social skills with playing with each other, liking each other. You understand? We learned all that shit in real time. Nowadays, these young kids, they're so secluded because you can just talk to each other like this over the phone, over FaceTime, and you don't understand that interaction, that it molds them differently. So with me being the person that I am, growing up the way that I did in my 40s, again, 2 children, one of my children is grown already. For me to date a woman in her 20s, you're only a little bit older than my son. Realistically, right? Let's talk about it. My son will be 24. You're only a little bit older than my son. So what really do we have in common? You could literally be my daughter. You could be my daughter, right?
No, that's
so other than the physical fun that we might have, what realistically, there's not much we have in common. What are we going to build on? We're at 2 completely different stages of our lives. That's why I said somebody in their 30s, it gives more room for, and maybe you already have a career, maybe you already have a child. And if not, hopefully you've had enough relationships already that have matured you to a certain extent, right? So that would be one of the primary things that would have to happen before I would willingly want to create another life. I would have to be married. And number 2, I would have to financially, and me and my wife would have to financially be in a very stable situation, right? Because once again, why would we bring a child into this world knowing that this world is rough and have it struggle? That's not fair to the child.
No, that's true.
Not fair to the child. Yeah.
That's true. My dad one time told me, because I wanted to be a 21-year-old mother. So on my 21st birthday, my dad called me and was like, you better not get pregnant tonight. And the more every year on my birthday would remind me, like, do you see the life I gave you? If you're going to bring a child, they need to either get the same quality of life I gave you or more. And if you're not there yet, then what's the point? If you're still struggling and I'm taking care of you, why are you bringing somebody else into this world? And I took it back. And I also, very much, my dad is very wise. This way sometimes we bang heads because sometimes I just want to be stupid and petty. And if I share with him, right? But also to come to your question, I'm 36 and I can't, and I haven't dated guys my age because I am stimulated with deep conversations. And what they say is true. Women grow faster than the men. So the men in my age,
mature.
Yes, sorry, mature. So the men in my age is still literally very, and depending on the life they
late
live.
20s mentally. They're in their late 20s mentally. If they're your age physically, yeah.
Exactly. I started going out and stuff way before. So by the time I was 20s, I was over the clubbing scene. Like depending on, it's my friend's birthday, I will go. And sometimes, yes, even in my 30s, some days I wake up and be like, I'm in the mood to dancing. But you won't see me. It might go like 3-4 months before I've even been in the club, unless, compared to in my early 20s where I was in the club almost every other night. So for the men that in my age, they're still living that life. And I'm like, I'm busy trying to build. And that's why I tell people, I'm okay with dating somebody broke as long as that's not where their mindset is. Right. That's not where they want to stay. Like they're working hard and building and figuring out, because I'm also on that level. Like I don't have money, so why would I judge you? Let's help each other and build. But if you're broke or you're living paycheck to paycheck and you're comfortable at that lifestyle, then you're not a person for me, because I'm never going to be comfortable with that lifestyle, even though that's the lifestyle I'm living right now. So I end up dating a lot of people in their 40s and mostly late 40s, because even early 40s is still a tricky. So I definitely understand that part. Yeah. Now, can we talk a little bit on bet on yourself? One of the reasons why we even
before you go to that, let me just give you another exclusive that you don't know, really quickly. So I only have two biological sons, but I have 4 daughters that I've raised almost from pamper stages, and all 4 of them right now are grown. 3 of them are. One just graduated college, 2 are in college right now, and 1 was in college in the military also. So even though they're not mine biologically, I've raised them through previous relationships. I have 4 daughters as well. So technically I got 6 kids already. Still out there. I'm like Nick Cannon out here, but not really, because I didn't create them. But I'm just saying, I raised 6 kids already. So again, right? You know what I mean? Like you didn't know that. You didn't know that. Yes, yeah. So I'm a daddy's girl too. So I'm a daddy's girl too, because I got 4 daughters, right?
But I love that. And I didn't know that, but it also does tell, like, I have this way of, when I see men who are fathers and the way they treat their kids, that's a turn on to me, because my dad was a single father. My mom didn't raise me. Most people don't know that, but some people do guess, because I don't talk about my mom like that, even though she has been on my podcast. But my mom didn't raise me. I can go 2-3 months without talking to my mom, but if I'm quiet for 1 week, my dad is sending the police, like, are you alive? Are you okay? What's going on? So I get attracted to guys who, if they have fathers, I started by saying I'll never date men who have kids. But then when your age keeps going, then, but then it became from, okay, you can't discount men who have kids, because some of them were trapped. Some of them knew what they were doing and it just being wild. Everybody has a different story. But it's how you take care of your kids and how you talk about your baby mamas. If you're constantly bitching about your baby mamas, I'm not dealing with you. I don't care what they've done. That's okay. But if you're constantly bitching it to me, but never mentioning your part, that's why the red flag for me. But seeing how you take care, even when your baby mama is being pissy or whatever, you don't throw that on the child and you still do your job and figure, like, that is an attraction. That's why I try to refuse a lot to date people with baby mamas, because I don't want to deal in that baby mama drama. Like, one of the biggest things I love and crave in my entire life is peace. Even if it means I'm going to die alone and be alone, I don't care, as long as I'm peaceful. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Peace of mind. That's the new goal.
So that's a good attraction. And I love that you did that, because my dad, exactly, and my dad as well, he raised me and my brother, and I have a half brother. But technically, my dad has been a father to a lot of not only my friends, but even the women he used to date. Either their younger sisters who they used to take care of, because that's the type of man you are. And I feel like when you choose to date somebody who has a kid, it kind of is part of your responsibility, especially if they told you they have kids. And depending on how your relationship goes, if it's just bang bang pow, then fuck them kids, no offense. But if your relationship is growing and you're building something, it's low-key part. Like, you don't have to stand in as a father, but you are an additional parent to that child.
Let me just give you you're right. Let me just give you my input on that. And my input is very simple. I tell any woman that I date or have dated that have children, said, I'm not dating your children, I'm dating you. I'm not dating your children, I'm dating you. I will not try to foster a fake relationship or force the relationship with your child to get closer to you. Yes. And vice versa. Me and you can be very, very close, but if me and your child don't get along or our relationship does not develop organically, then I'm telling you, I'm not fostering that. Do you understand? So that's how I only have 4 daughters, because obviously I'm 46. I've dated, right? I'm not going to be out here like I don't date. I've dated, right? But I only have 4 daughters because, and these are from long-term relationships. That's because if me and the child bonds to a certain level, regardless of how far or how committed or, what level me and the mom took the relationship to, if the relationship ends for whatever reason, I will go to the mom. I went to the mom and said, listen, I would still love to be a part of your child's life if you would let me do that. You understand? And I think that them allowing me to do that just shows the respect that they have for me and the comfortability with a grown man being not only around their little girls, but being influential and pouring into them and understanding that I'm going to teach them a lot and I'm going to be molding their young child. So, yeah.
And that's true. And that's why I say, depending on the level of where your relationship, nobody should expect that if you're just my fuck buddy, like, you don't need to meet my kids. You don't need to be around them. You don't need to be. But if we're growing or trying to build something, then I would at least hope that you don't have to be a father or pretend to be a father or anything, because they got that or they're used to that. But just somebody who's part of my life who is trying to get to know that. And same with you. I have a bonus mom. My mom dated this guy for 1 month, this lady for 1 month a long time ago, and it didn't work out. They realized they were better off as friends than dating, and they're still friends. And her until today, I'm a bonus daughter. She treats me like a child. Her child. She lives in Dallas, Georgia. But before that, when I was in Malaysia, she'd come in Malaysia, she'd find me. If she knows I'm home for holidays, she'd reach out, take me out. So, and again, they were together for just 1 month. It didn't work out, but they ended up building this friendship.
Yeah.
And me and my dad do not have secrets. So he literally told me, and she takes care of me like that. I have another lady.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad had this thing where if Paula doesn't like you, I won't be able to continue that relationship.
Okay, I can respect that.
Because I was my dad's everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to
No. You have to rephrase that.
I am my dad's everything.
There you go.
Exactly. And I would always meet them with open mind. But then I hated the ladies who you can literally tell they're trying to just impress you. And I used to tell them, like, I already have a mother. I just want to make sure that you like my dad and you're enjoying him and you're not here for his money. Because back in then, the money was flowing.
You're
so
not
no,
my mom.
I'm sorry. And don't pretend to be. Just come and get to know me. Not as not as the person you're dating, but just get to know me. Sure. Only one woman who was able to succeed, and right now she's married to my dad. And sometimes I cry to her more than I cry to my dad. Like, she literally just came in like, I don't care if you don't like me or not, I'm here.
That's it. Okay. I respect that.
Exactly. And another one, I didn't end up liking the lady, but she came with her cousin. And we ended up adopting the cousin. We were like, I want to keep her. And she became my aunt. Like, literally, like.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's because you meet somebody and your spirits align. Mm-hmm. And the energy aligns and the bond aligns. And especially when you're a child to an adult, children have an uncanny sense of sensing evil very quickly. They're like an evil detector. You know what I'm saying? Like if they could sense that shit, right? So if a child really takes to you, especially not even knowing you, right, but really takes to you, I think that's a very good testament to what your spirit. And I'm not talking like you said, not trying hard to impress. I'm talking about just naturally meeting the child, and within a couple minutes, the child is on you, like not letting. It's your spirit. It's the clean energy that the child is attracted to, saying like this is a safe space.
Yeah. Kids know, and that's why you need to pay attention on your kids, how they react to your people, and especially when they're Cancer, because I'm a Cancer. We are very intuitive, and we smell people. That's why until today, I walk away from specific people and I hang around specific people because I know and I can tell. But let's get back to...
You say you smell people. What I smell like? What I smell like? You thought you was getting away? You wasn't getting away.
In a world where wonderful chicks getting away, not.
You're having too much fun today, aren't you?
I love this shit. Paula, I ain't come on this show to be boring. This is talk shit with P. We gonna talk our shit. You heard?
Oh, yeah, but that can also be very dangerous if we talk all our shit.
It doesn't matter. We live on fucking danger. It's my middle name. Daddy old Danger Jones. Let's go. I'm ready.
All right. So, if you could, we're going to come on Bet on Yourself. This is leading to that. If you could break one major myth about being a CEO, right? Because again, more than the title, think outside the box. Something most people assume but rarely talked about. What is it? Based on what you hear from your podcast and what you as a CEO been through.
Oh, that's easy. See, that's an easy one. See, people think that a CEO's only job or primary job. No, let me not say primary because it isn't. It is primary, but people think that a CEO's job is just to run the company. The company follows your vision for progression. That is the primary goal. But a lot of people think that the CEO doesn't do anything past that, and you're wrong. That is a common misconception because I'm telling you. Especially for now, there's two different types of CEOs, ladies and gentlemen. So let me just educate you guys so that you understand the difference. There's a CEO who's also the founder or co-founder of a company that helped build this company and develop this company from scratch, as we call in business, the baby, right? You have a baby and you're developing this baby the same way that you would pour and develop a human being. You have to develop your company. That's one type of CEO. You have another CEO who went to school and learned business and things of that nature and went to Ivy League schools, et cetera, got their MBA, whatever. And they're hired because of what they feel like their thought process is and their educational level to run a company which is already built, but might be experiencing any type of difficulty that they're now looking for new leadership and new direction to help the company continue to scale. This same type of CEO can be hired from one company and take that company to a level positively or fail and then transfer to another company, but he still remains the same CEO that never developed the company from scratch. So there's a big difference. When you're the CEO that gets hired to do a job for a company that's already built, running, the infrastructure is there, then primarily you can sit back and say, yes, my job is only pretty much to do this because you have the team and the systems in place to do so. But when you're a CEO you're the CEO, but you have to build the company from scratch, then you're in a different situation. The reason I pause for that is because I'm a CEO of this company, but I have a partner, Jared. You see, I have somebody to help me, but I also have 4 other companies, 3 of which I've had for the last 10 to 12 years. Okay. Which the difference is those companies, those are solo owned companies, right? I'm a sole proprietor, owner, operator. So there is nobody helping me. This company, and when you have a partnership, it's a partnership corporation. So it's completely different. You have a partner and the type of the company, the way it's developed and formed is completely different. So, but both of them share similarities because if you're by yourself, you have nobody to help you. So yes, I'm the CEO, but guess what? I'm the accountant. I'm the CFO. I'm the executive. I'm the editor. I'm the trash guy. I'm the cleanup guy. I'm everything that I can be until I can get this company generating enough revenue so that I can start hiring people, taking off hats and delegating. And that's no different than me being with Jared. Me being with Jared, the only difference is instead of wearing 20 hats, I'm wearing 10 because now he's wearing the other 10. So he helps to share within the burden. And even though he's not a CEO, because obviously there's one CEO and things of that nature, he's still a founder. So he doesn't let his title of being a founder and owner of the company stop him from doing whatever needs to be done to help scale this company. So that's the difference.
I love that. And
that's the biggest misconception. People want to be a CEO because they think you're just a boss. I'm the boss. I just tell everybody what to do, and I sit back and I drive nice ass cars and I live good. That's not it. That's movie shit. I'm just telling you what it is, Paula. A lot of people don't understand that. A lot of CEOs than almost the entire team. The CEO probably, especially as a founder CEO, there's no harder worker than the founder CEO.
And that's why there's a difference between a leader and a boss, absolutely, right? Absolutely. And all that, because you can tell the difference on all that. So as much as we talk so much about betting on yourself, and sometimes we forget on that, especially when we're asking for money, right? Would rather, I've seen some people, especially during COVID, where there were all these extra checks spreading around and people were constantly talking about their projects, but instead was spending the money shopping instead of actually inputting that. And yet they're quick to say bet on yourself or get mad at somebody not seeing their vision, but that's not working if you are also not doing what needs to be done. So how did you guys come with embracing bet on yourself? Because it takes embracing it, right?
I mean, just to be honest with you, Paula, it was real simple. My cousin was tired. He was a VP for a couple companies and he kept experiencing the same shit. I'm doing well. It's a power struggle. I end up moving on. I'm moving from company to company. There's no stability. I'm doing all of this and making all this money for other people when I could be using the same tools to make it for myself. I'm a senior level manager in my field. I'm in there. I'm arguing with people every single day about the most common. You ever had an argument? Paula, with a person that knows they're wrong? That knows they're wrong, but they want to sit there and argue with you about shit just for the sake of argument, and it's like,
when I called you and I told you there was a missed call on my FaceTime and you still kept arguing like it wasn't.
See one. That's all I said. That's all. See one. You know what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, I already said it.
But no.
I plead the fifth.
Those are the times where you really want to punch people, but you're scared about going to jail.
Plausible deniability.
Let's go. I'm ready.
I can see.
So you understand what I'm saying? No? Yeah.
I do understand, and I get it. That's why sometimes I'm like, I rather stay home than be outside because I feel like I'm gonna punch people.
So we talking about the bet on yourself. So again, I'm tired, Paula. Like, I have licenses in the field that I was in. When we do something, my license is attached to it, which means I am responsible. I am a leader. I am responsible for people. If something was to happen on that job to any one of them people, and when they investigate, they're coming right to me because my license is on it. If they can show what's called willful negligence, like, obviously I have to have a certain level of education. I have to have a certain level of certifications to get to this level of management. So I can't act like I'm just fucking stupid, right? How can I be so stupid? It takes education and experience and so to get to this level. So if they can show what's called willful ignorance, that I didn't do my fucking job because I was just lazy or whatever the fuck the reason is, and somebody got hurt, I'm going to jail. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
That's almost like, and I'll give you the best example of the world. Let's say I own Toyota. You drove a Toyota and you were driving crazy. I mean, crazy. It's your fault, whatever. You hit somebody and you hurt them really badly, right? Now, if they can find that the car that you were driving was supposed to have certain safety features in there that didn't work or didn't turn on because I didn't and that helped to hurt that person, I can get charged for that. The same exact shit you gonna get charged for, and I wasn't even in the country when you did that, I can get charged for. That's what I'm talking about. So when you said peace of mind earlier, you said it. That's the key. After 20 years of dealing with this, and I'm saying I'm not going to jail for money. You understand? What is more important? If I keep living and breathing in this industry that keeps repeating the same actions where you're not concerned about certain things, but I know if I don't make a stand, I could possibly go to jail or be held liable for some shit that I didn't even do. Now, if I get caught, I'm the fucking dummy because I knew better. I had the information and I did nothing about it. So I chose to leave. I had to bet on myself and I had to bet on my cousin and his belief and his work ethic and my work ethic and the product of this podcasting thing, knowing that if we came together and really gave this shit 100%, we'd be unfucking stoppable. So I jumped off the bridge. I bet it all. Fuck it. Because where was I living anyway? A life of fear, a life of regret, a life of getting up every day, cursing my fucking job. All these if one of these motherfuckers do something, I'ma smack it. You understand? Like, it's not a win. It's not a win. You go to school, you go to work aggravated. You go to fucking, your body hurts, your energy. It's not good because then you transfer that negative energy to everybody around you. So everybody's going through what you're going through. So I had to make a decision. Was it worth it? And the answer was no, not anymore. Wasn't worth it. Maybe in my 20s, right? Maybe in my 30s, but I'm in my 40s. Fuck that job.
And that's true, especially on your example of Toyota, because some people have questioned me, some have laughed at me, but I make everybody, speaking, yours is on the way because it was last minute, but I make everybody sign a release form when they come on my show. And people are like, oh, I know you don't make everybody because your dad and your mom have been, and your bonus mom have been on your show. I'm like, they signed. Mm-hmm. They signed, and my dad, I feel like my dad has always been proud of whatever I do, despite how annoying it can be to him. But shout out to my daddy. He's a proud ass for having a daughter like me. But I feel like him being a lawyer and the fact that he didn't tell me to do it or whatever, but I did it, and I gave him a release form before he came on my show. I think that was such a proud moment for him because, like, my daughter is protecting herself and doing what it is. And even right now with Rough She with P, most of my clients have been my friends who are supporting with different projects. And I officially signed my biggest client. She's starting in December for Rough She with P, like our biggest. And I'm excited. But even these who are my friends in Was Zero project, they got NDAs, like a proper onboarding, like client, whatever, NDAs, whatever. They're like, Paula, you're serious? I'm like, yeah, we're not playing over here. If I'm building a business, I'm gonna run it as a business and take every precautions I need to not only protect me, even with we talk shit with my podcast because people are like, well, you're just doing it for fun. I'm like, yeah, right now, but we don't know where it's leading. Like when I started it, yes, in 2020, it was for fun. It was COVID. It was a COVID baby. Everybody was doing shit. I started it, but I didn't know what it was. And it has led to many things and it's going to keep on leading. So of course, y'all going to sign that shit and I'm going to protect in case somebody today decides and say, hey, I want to buy Talk Shit with you. Oh, hey, this. At least all those skills are intact. Like even if I sell it, even if I decide to sell some, like you all sign these releases and all this shit is mine. So always protect yourself. And
you should have sent it to me before the show because I ain't signing shit after this motherfucking show. You fucked up, P. You fucked up. You should have sent it to me before the show. Plausible deniability.
Sure, because the episode won't go out without you signing it. So if you want it to go out, you're gonna sign it. Otherwise, we just hanged out for Otherwise, we just hanged out for 1.5 hours.
Crazy. I'll sign the motherfucker.
There's many ways you can decide to sign this. You know, you can also kind of pass it.
See.
You can come in your tuxedo, in your suit, in your uniform. This form. So what does success look like for you in 5 years? And when I talk about success, I'm not talking about money or your titles. Like again, we are more than titles. But in terms of legacy and impact, because I know you guys are all about legacy and leaving an impact. Everything you do, you are very intentional on that. So yeah.
I'm gonna be selfish. I'm gonna be honest with you. In 5 years, I want to be selfish as shit. Both my kids gonna be grown. I want to be like, fuck them kids. P, honestly, I'm being honest with you because I've been through so much. I want in 5 years, I truly want to be at a financial level where I can stop, where I can just stop. I don't need to be worth hundreds of millions of dollars. I just need to be at a place where I can live comfortably and my kids are taken care of, and I'm okay with that. But I actually want to just stop because I want to enjoy my life. I've been seeing too many of my friends and I've lost too many family members at earlier ages than we would have thought they would go, right? Which is bringing me closer and closer with the reality of mortality, that one day this will end. One day this will end. So in 5 years, I'll be 51, God willing, you know, whoever upstairs willing. That'll be more than a half a century old. And I think of all the work that I've put in for 50 fucking years, you can give me the last couple of motherfuckers to kick back. I just want to go fishing, be honest. I love to fish. I love to fish. I ain't gonna lie. I want to go fishing. I actually want to
Can you take me fishing? I've never been fishing.
There it is. There, we got a fishing date. Say less. Because Jared loves fishing. Our family, all we do is fish. You got it. Done. Say less.
Do I need to come to New York for that? Or?
We'll figure it out. Don't worry. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Atlanta got fish.
Since you're taking requests, can we also on your 50th birthday, can I be can I finally be able to say that I was in a yacht twerking? So can you make that happen?
In a what, twerking?
Yacht, a big ass yacht in south of France.
Oh, a yacht.
Twerking.
A yacht.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, make that happen. Shit, in 5
On your
years.
on your 50th birthday. I want to make it on your 50th birthday.
Oh, you
Let
want
me
me
be
to be in the South? I gotta be in the South of France too?
Yeah, it's your 50th birthday.
Oh yeah, but I've been to South of France already. So technically,
I don't give a fuck.
I want to go somewhere I ain't never been. See, I lead off saying selfish. Selfish.
Listen, I want something everywhere, and by the time you get 50, you're gonna be everywhere. I'm talking. It doesn't have to be your 50th birthday on the night. I'm just saying on your 50th year.
Oh, that year? Oh yeah, okay. We can do that. No problem.
Let me talk in a yacht. My 50.
No problem.
My abs will be still intact. I'm pretty sure.
And we'll get that on film too, and I'll have that on film too. Ladies and gentlemen, it'll probably be this is Talk Shit with P, Rap Shit with P, season 17 or whatever by the time I turn 50. And we're gonna have that as a premiere package that you can purchase, the video of P twerking on the yacht in the South of France.
We will put it on OnlyFans and get very rich, baby.
We're gonna put it on OnlyFans. It's gonna be more than twerking. It's gonna be more than twerking.
So, as a person who deals with mental health, and I'm always advocate for mental health, how do you handle burnout or pressure? Like, what's your go-to strategy when you feel like you've given too much, especially when you have the part of the business and then you have the part of the creative and then you have the part as a father, a family member, and all that. So, how do you handle the pressures, and what's your go-to for burnout?
Honestly, I don't think anybody ever masters handling that type of pressure. And the reason I say that really quickly is just because, let's say pressure is 100%, but there's 5 different categories of the pressure. They're not always equal. 20, 20, 20, 20. One might be 40, one might be 60. You understand? One might be 30, 30. So the pressure just moves. It always just shifts into something else. So let's just say the pressure this week is the company, but next week it's my youngest son, but next week it's my oldest son. The pressure is always there. It's just shifting on what is giving you that pressure. Honestly, like I said, the best way I deal with it is I go to the gym. Like the gym is my safe haven. The gym is my, what do you call that? Psychiatrist. You understand? Like my therapist, I get well, both then, because psychiatrists give you medicine. So I feel like the gym gives me medicine. You know what I mean? It's my medicine. But yeah, my therapist, I just go in and I take it out on the weights, to be honest with you. And depending on how I'm feeling will depend on how long I'm in the gym. So there's sometimes I'm in the gym for about an hour and a half, and there's sometimes I'm in the gym for 3.5 hours. Like, but that's my safe space. Yeah. But as far as the pressure, I don't think you ever truly deal with it and get rid of it. I just think it moves and your focus is just on something else in the moment until you say I'm done and you actually walk away.
Yeah, that. Out of curiosity, do you go to therapy, or have you ever gone to therapy?
I went to therapy as a child.
Interesting.
Because once again, I lived a urban city child kind of lifestyle. So went through
South of Bronx, right? South Bronx.
Yeah, South Bronx, the big Bronx, not the big Bronx, not the little. Yeah, so I went through therapy primarily as a child. Have I gone through therapy as an adult? Not so much, but I'm actually working on looking for a therapist. I actually was talking to some people about it. I actually signed up for this. I don't want to get it wrong, but I want to shout out my guy, brother John Graham. He's coming out with a dating app, but the dope thing about the dating app is you can't just join the app to find like swipe left, swipe right. Like this thing is like It builds your profile. It takes you through therapy. You have to do certain sessions to unlock other. You can't just jump right in. This is like a long-term dating app thing to find your person, but it takes you through the steps of understanding who you are, what your trauma is, et cetera, et cetera. And even if your preference is A, B, and C, you have a personal like AI bot that will line you up with what you might want something, but need something, and it might give you D, E, F, because it's like, yeah, you want A, B, C, but that's not what you're aligned with. So I can't remember exactly what it's called, but Brother John Graham, we appreciate you for doing that. So that when that comes out, it has a therapist and, all that stuff, like a marriage counselor and all that dope stuff. And I'm kind of interested in doing that. But outside of that, I would love to talk to a therapist. I think that I have a lot of unhealed trauma from growing up. I have a lot of unhealed trauma from all of the things that I've been through in my life that I didn't get a chance to properly process, right, and go through my progressions with, and I just kind of stored it. And I think that's unhealthy. And eventually there needs to be a limit to this storage, because like anything, if you keep putting too much in, eventually it will become full and start to overload, or things of that nature. So yeah, absolutely.
I love that. And I'm pro therapy, because even one time when I started therapy, my friends were like, what do you mean? You mean you can talk to us? But most of the times we forget our friends are always supporting us. So sometimes they'll just agree on shit that technically isn't or shouldn't. So therapy helps that bounce ideas, but it also, and I'm glad you're taking your time with it, because it only works if you're willing to put in the work. And most people, the reason therapy doesn't work with them, or they don't want to go to therapy, is because you got to face some truths where sometimes you were the person who created the mess. You're not, the villain and everything. So you have to dig deep and realize that and move past that. And it's hard work, but it's also necessary if you're looking for a peaceful life. Because I feel like there's so much you can bottle down, but eventually they erupt, and sometimes they erupt at the wrong time, wrong place, with the wrong people, just because you're constantly pushing your emotions or your truth or everything under. So I'm happy for that for you. But we talked about growing up. You talked about South Bronx, the big Bronx, and so growing up there, what lessons would you say from there shaped the way you do businesses right now?
What lesson shaped the way I build business right now? That I didn't expect that kind of question. Okay, let me I gotta think about that one. The way I build businesses right now. Okay, you know what? I actually have a really easy one for that. Because I grew up in the 80s, one of the principal factors that helped shape my life and anything that I do was the term word is bond. Word is bond. And what word is bond means is when you give your word, that's your bond. You say what you mean, and you mean what you say, and you do what you say you're going to do, and you stand on business. So when I opened up these companies, that's how I treated people. When I gave them my word, if I gave you my word on the price, then that was the price. That was it. If I gave you my word that I would do certain things in addition to what I'm charging you, then that's what I did. If I gave you my word that I'm going to do clean business with you, then that's what I did. And I'll give you an exclusive that we probably never told before. But I'm going to give you another exclusive, because I like to give you exclusives, PM. I want to give you all the sauce. The sauce is yours. We went to Cannes, France this year, which is our first year being there, but we actually had a contract to go the year prior. The reason that we didn't go the year prior is because right before the trip, the terms and the conditions changed of what we were supposed to do as far as, being paid to go out there and do the show. But they turned in our favor, not their favor. Now, I could have signed the contract, gotten the money to go, and then jammed them for not doing work and charging them extra money, but that would be dirty business. You see? And we promised that we would never do that type of business. We're going to keep it above board. We're going to be a morally sound company, and we're going to treat business with the very simple term, don't do unto others as you don't want others to do unto you. So that's just a perfect example of that, right? Learning word is bond and being a man of your word and being true to your word and true to yourself. Then that's how I build these businesses, right? I give you my word. I'm going to do something, or I'm going to handle business a certain way. And that's it. No backstabbing. No, you understand? Because there's a lot of cutthroat business out here, right? And there's a lot of people doing deals that end up saying they got jerked on the deal or we're not doing that. And if it takes us longer to succeed, we're okay with that.
Integrity. I love that, because I tell people your brand at the end of the day, you think, oh, I'm going to just do this for one time and then recover, but rebuilding your brand is different. Integrity matters and counts, even if you don't see it. But people are watching, people are paying attention, and people are seeing how you move. Like even today, the way you talked about me, I didn't even know you paid that much attention. No offense, but most of the time, but it was something to also remind me that I might just be moving in the way I'm moving because of my integrity, but people out here are watching and it's going to pay off. And I think most of us sometimes want quick money, and that's why we are so quick to move and act how we are. But when you're patient and you know what you're building deserves what it deserves, and it comes, and it comes way more better than you would have sold your soul for. So kudos for you guys, and I'm glad you did it with integrity. And look, like from the pictures and the videos I saw from you guys, I feel like you're did amazing. You enjoyed yourself. You are around incredible connections, relationships, and those are just building, right? And they're creating more generations. So as we come to an end of this, I want to say I've had an incredible time hanging out with you. I feel like apart from being on their show, this is the first time I've had like a whole almost 2 hour just me and Chadell.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Jared, I'm sorry, baby, but you better. You didn't ring my line, and you know my line. And you know my line. Yeah. And one thing I love about us is that, and this is why I tell people, as much as I'm real on social media and as much as I show up and support, I feel like if you have my number and you're only real with me on social media, then you know what my energy. Okay. But you guys, you do see things. Even me, sometimes I do see things. So I see you're quiet, and then I will reach out because I have your number, right? I'm a check in, I'm a call. We don't have to be chatting and texting every motherfucking day, but at least when it comes to, oh man, they kind of disappeared. Something must be wrong. Oh, they posted something and it's sad. I don't want you to leave a comment. I'm sorry about your cousin's death. Call me up, message me, because you have my number. That's the whole point. Everything shouldn't be about social media. So I always appreciate you guys, including Jared himself, like just always checking, calling. I know we have a group text which we have abandoned for a long time, but that also shows that we can't keep it together in a group text, but at least we try to keep each other together. So you talk openly about living life on your own terms. So what's one risk you still think is worth taking that most CEOs would consider reckless?
Risk worth taking that CEOs would consider reckless. Ugh.
Because you do think outside the box, right?
Huh? Yeah, no, we do. But when we talk about when we say the word reckless, reckless means like this
in a good way.
Oh, well, you just said reckless, because reckless can be good and bad. You know what I mean?
No, like to most people, it might seem reckless. Like, a person who's in a midlife crisis, right? If they go buy a Ferrari, they're like, you're reckless, right?
Okay, good. But so I'm glad you said that. But so that this answer is the same answer that I gave you earlier. My cousin quit a high-paying VP job, multiple high-paying VP jobs to create his own. We're talking somebody who makes high six figures, right? I quit a high level managerial construction job making high six figures, right? And we started this company, right? And didn't go back to work. That is completely reckless. Considering
giving out your paycheck.
You understand? Considering multiple things. Jared has 2 sons. I have 2 sons. Jared has a dwelling, a house to support. I have a house to support. We have responsibilities. We're not 12. We're not teenagers or young children that just run around with no responsibilities. We have real life responsibilities and things that we have to take care of. People that are counting on us, right? So being a founder, most times, most founders, we invest our life savings. Me and Jared have invested our life savings and everything that we make into this company. There is no safety net. There is no retirement. There's nothing. We put all of our eggs in this one basket. That is completely reckless for men of our age and intelligence and experience. It's reckless because it's like you have no safety net. But if you want to get to something and become something that you've never been or seen become, then you have to be willing to do things that you've never done before and that most people will never do. That's why it's called the 1%. Not because they just like to name shit just to name it that, but because most people, 99% of the world, would never take that risk. And that's why, because you would never take that risk, you will never reap that type of a reward.
Yeah. And it's a clear example of why it's on bet on yourself.
Bet on yourself. That's
all right. So, any nice things you want to say about me before we end this? Feel free. Tell me. I'm here.
Okay, listen up, y'all. I'm about to give you all a great ass tip, okay? Y'all know I barely read my DMs, and God, don't get me started on tracking my links. But now, I'm low-key organized. And you want to know why? You want to know what the secret is? Stampede Social. So Stampede Social, it's like if Instagram, Linktree, and your favorite social media intern had a baby, but with boundaries and vibes, lots of vibes. You get a full dashboard that tracks what people are actually clicking on. Now, wouldn't you like to know that? Like I do, and I enjoy it. I've been obsessed with it. Like for once, I know which post made you run to my link and which ones flopped harder than my ex's mixtape. Sorry. Plus, here's a kicker. Get this right. There's a 7-day free trial because we don't do commitments without a test drive, y'all. And if you're feeling spicy, or should I say extra spicy, use code PAULA20. Yes, that's PAULA20 for 20% off a plan every month for life. Yes, forever. So if you're a content creator, podcaster, or just tired of shouting into the void, go check out Stampede Social because your content deserves better than link in bio with zero context. Again, that's Paula20, PAULA20. Because I love you, but I love organized chaos even more. Don't say I didn't tell you. Don't say I didn't share. Don't say I didn't give you the good. Don't come back to me complaining because it's right there. Go on now. Go get your 7-day free trial. Thank me later.
Listen, P. First and foremost, thank you for having me on your show. I had a great time. And again, I'm just gonna reiterate what I said. And when I speak from the heart and I speak true. I just appreciate the person that you are. I appreciate, us being friends and having a relationship that we've had for so many years. I appreciate you being consistent and things of that nature. It is an inspiration for me as a male, right, to see strong Black females out there getting to it, right? What that shows me is that, there are people that understand and get it. And what you don't realize is, like I said, you said, oh, I didn't realize you paid that attention to me. You don't realize a lot of people pay a lot of attention to you that you're not understanding. And you are influencing people and you are changing people's lives and you don't even understand it or know it in the moment, because what you're doing is P, you're just being P. You're just being P, and it's your natural state. And we love that, but just understand that your natural state and you being consistent within that natural state is affecting more lives than you will ever truly understand, because not everybody's going to come to your podcast and say, hey, P, you changed my life, or send you a DM or somehow get your number or even meet you in person and say, hey, you have changed my life. But I guarantee you, there are people out there that you have changed their lives that you have never met and will probably never meet, and they'll probably never give you the credit, but they know. And there are going to be people that are going to come up to you and say, hey, you changed my life. And because of you, I decided to do this. And because of you, I had the strength to get through this situation or do that. Your friend just told you, hey, man, I'm holding my boyfriend, somebody I'm intimate with, to a level of you, my friend, a platonic relationship. If that's not a testament to you changing somebody's life, then what is? A person is telling you that their mate, the person that they are intimate with, they're holding them to your level, a person that they just have a platonic relationship with. So it goes to show you that your influence is crossing boundaries. People are using you for a sense of strength, a sense of power, a sense of inspiration. So the only thing I ask is that you never change and you just keep shining like a diamond, man, and keep inspiring people like me and these young women out here that are going to look at you and follow your story and be the next P, man, because we need you out here. We need more women like you to be celebrated out here. That's what I got.
Oh, damn. Damn, oh my God. That was, I received, and I'm learning to receive, because that's one thing I have a problem with. But I appreciate everything you have said. And my heart, I fucking love you and I appreciate you. And I respect you in so many ways. So at first, we didn't get to literally talk about Iron's Gate Fitness. So
Iron Lions.
Iron Lions Fitness.
Yeah.
So share a little bit about that. Share where people can find more than a title.
Yeah.
And share where people can find outside the box digital.
Yeah.
How they can, what you guys do, and how they can, like, this is your literally sell yourself section.
Listen, I'm not going to sell myself. What I'm going to tell you guys is, if you're looking for inspiration, like what P provides, then come holler at us, right? If you're looking for genuine, authentic people to become a village with, then you come holler at us. I'm not selling nothing. What I'm doing is providing something to you that is authentic and real and different than all the noise that the rest of social media provides. Iron Lion Fitness is my way of giving back. It's one of my 5 companies. It's a fitness company. We do personal training. We do meal plans. We do meal prepping. We do fitness education and things of that nature, because the bottom line is health is wealth. I don't care how much you're worth, how much you're not worth, how many problems you got, how many kids you got. You have a health problem. You only have one problem. Okay? And too many of us, like I said, are not living as long as we are supposed to. And we're not living with the same prowess, right? We're not as healthy. Even if we're living age-wise, physically, it's not matching where we should be. So health is wealth. It's your health is the most important thing in your life. So if you want to get some type of health literacy, fitness literacy, and things of that nature, we're on IG at Iron Lions. It'll come right up, Iron Lions NYC. We have the website. I think it's Iron Lions NYC. I got so many websites. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I just get confused. But all you got to Google is Iron Lions Gym or Iron Lions NYC. We normally come up number 1, and that's what it is for Iron Lions. That's just one of my 5 companies. But be clear, even this company, I'm telling you guys ahead of time, I've started to shut down my companies one by one because I'm a student of the game. And by me now connecting with a lot more people that are way more wealthy than me and way more experienced in this, they're telling me that even though I'm being successful in 5 different venues, if I took all of the energy from the other 4 venues and concentrated it on the one venue, then I can promote that success faster and be more proficient at it. So once again, being a student of the game, Iron Lions Fitness won't be operating, but for so much longer. I don't have a complete end date because I love fitness. I'm in the gym every day, but we're pausing these companies to refocus all of our energy into one thing, which is the More Than a Title podcast.
And where can people find More Than a Title podcast?
So
a little about More Than a Title.
Yeah, so More Than a Title, we're on every single streaming platform that streams podcasts. Anywhere you get your podcast fix from, we're there. We have 2 forms. So most of these streaming sites are audio only. So we have an audio version of our podcast out on all streaming audio only platforms. And if you like to watch the video because we're animated and we laugh and we joke and it's just a great time, then you can go on any type of video-based platform, and we're on all of those, including YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and all you have to do is type in More Than a Title or More Than a Title podcast, and we will come up. We are normally number 1 on all searches, and we just found out yesterday that the More Than a Title podcast is in the top 2% of podcasts on YouTube in the world. So, you know, we're being the algorithm took a liking to us, so
No. We're not gonna put this in the algorithm. You guys put in so much work and energy into that. Let's downplay this shit. Okay?
the
algorithm. The algorithm doesn't work for us. You guys do. We literally work for the algorithm. So you did that. You guys did that.
Appreciate that. Yeah, appreciate that. So and that's where we are, and we go live. If you want to check the show out, we go live Tuesdays and Thursdays, normally at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. And we have a good time, man. Yeah, we go live 2 times a week, minimum. And then a lot of times we have in-person interviews and in-person events that we host and stream. And listen, we working, man. You might get 2 shows, you might get 3, you might get 4. Just know we out here working. We like P. We ain't gonna let P outwork us. P, you ain't outworking me.
Oh no, you guys outwork me, and
you ain't gonna outwork me, homie. You ain't gonna outwork me, homie.
And I be joining in their lives just to make sure they know I'm in the benches. I love it. So if you guys are available there, it's not just educational, it's entertaining, it's chilled vibes, it's good energy, it's quality information, quality guests, quality personality. Like, it's a fun time. So make sure you join them on live, because I don't think I know some episodes I've went back and listened, because sometimes they do talk shit about me on their episodes, but most of them I do try to watch on live, because they are better in live than listening later. But congratulations, and I can't wait to see what you guys do for 2026. I feel like it's just going bigger and better, and I am so proud of watching you, witnessing you all breaking the barriers and just being a little bit part of your tribe in this big equation. So I'm glad we collided, and even though I enjoyed the energy when I met you guys at Podfest, but I will say my favorite link up would and will always be Podcast Movement in Dallas last year.
You're gonna say movement. I know you're gonna say movement. You're gonna say
like everything about that night, me falling down and not ending up in a hospital with a concussion.
You're gonna say movement. Yeah, I know.
The connections that build up to that, and despite the keys getting lost and people couldn't leave, we had
a time.
And
We out of time.
I learned that some people, you shouldn't talk to them unless you feed them first.
Yeah.
So, you know,
We
we
out of
got to
time.
know each other in a different level because we finally got time to just hang out.
Yeah.
And that was my best moment. So again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for finally making it, and I appreciate you.
We
Especially for
appreciate
season 10, because this season 10 is special. So I'm glad you made it in the 4 last episodes remaining. I'm saying, guys,
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. We appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Talk shit with P. I'm looking forward to rap shit with P. I'm looking forward to P doing all this crazy shit so I could be like, she my friend. I know her. She my friend. And I'm out of here. We appreciate you guys.
We are working on a new stain for that. For 20 people, we are bringing a P energy stain out there. So watch out for that.
There it is. There it is.